Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. I'm going to hang out for a few minutes. I tend to go fast, apparently, and some of you just don't get here. So we'll just kind of give it a minute. I hope you've had a good week. Things have been pretty good here. I started Mimi school this week with Grace. She just was really missing her preschool. She's going to be in kindergarten in the fall, and just really was missing that time. And so Mimi school started, and she gets dropped off like she's going to school with her lunchbox. Hey, Tammy. And we do Mimi school for 2.5 hours. So I have to kind of plan because I can't wing it, and I don't want it to just be come and play. Hi, Christina, you made it. Good. Alrighty. Well, so that's what I've been doing, but today I didn't have Mimi school. Today we got together and made some cookies and decorated presents, so we were busy today. And Thursday's the day that my Cricut Christmas card class, I know, it's so funny. I'll take pictures. You're not going to believe what she does. My Christmas card class gets a bunch of SVGs every Thursday, and then on Friday we have the samples get loaded. So I was uploading SVGs a lot today for that Christmas card class. Those of you that are in it, your SVGs are there. And of course, our Cricut Joy class is coming to an end. We have one more day. We've had 30 days of projects almost every day. There's a couple that I missed and doubled up the next day. But yeah, it's been busy. So what I have for you tonight is, I asked a question the other day, what do you have the most trouble with on one of our groups? And samplers seem to be the one. So I made a sampler for tonight. Oh, a book report, Tammy, I love it. So this is our sampler that we're going to make tonight. And yes, it's an SVG, and yes, I gave it to you. I uploaded it for you. It's free in the free classroom. So you're going to want to go to karamiller.com and click on classroom. Now don't get confused. And I just want to take a second to kind of go over this. Don't be confused because there are SVGs for sale at karamiller.com. And if you see the SVG store, you'll think, oh, okay, that's where I go. No, you can go there. You definitely can. And there's SVGs for sale there. Scrapbooking. There is a sampler one getting uploaded. Oh, let me show you what the sampler one that's coming. This is the sampler that's being uploaded. It's not in there yet. But that's one of the new samplers coming in the SVG store. Yeah, you know, Susan, we were just talking about that here. I'm not sure when semi-normal happens. Like, I understand all the ideas about what's going on, but nothing has really changed. They might say, yeah, you can go back, but the disease is still there. So I'm not sure I'm going anywhere. I think I'm still going to be staying home because I don't want to be the one that is the test flare. I don't want that to be me. So I'm still not sure that I'm ready to start being brave about any of this stuff. I'm going to be the one that waits for everyone else to go out and see if they come back. Yeah, I'm not brave. But I do have a ton of projects to do. Fortunately, they're all here. Hey, Shannon. Okay, so let's talk about what we've got. We have an SVG that will help you cut this, and I'm going to take you into Design Space for a minute. So remember, you need to upload, this is what the SVG looks like. You need to upload this. Deborah, New York is still closed till May 15th, and Vermont is too. Vermont is still closed down until, yeah, Suzanne, see, that's me too. I am not ready to go out there just because they said I could. Yeah, I'm good. I'm kind of, I have to come back. I'm kind of finding it interesting now that I'm getting in. It's been over a month. We shut down on May 13th. Yes, mask might be good. I have a mask in my car. I I promise we'll go make a sampler. But yesterday was my grocery pickup day. I placed my order, my Walmart online. I drive there. They put it in the back of my car. I've been doing that for a while, even before this happened, because it's just so dang simple. It's like, golly, why didn't I think of this before? So I sit down, but it used to be that I could do my order the night before and then go the next day. Well, I can't now. I have to plan ahead 3 or 4 days. Okay. And then my pharmacy has arranged that you call them and say you're coming and they bring it out to the car. Sounds good. So I have 2 different pharmacy stops to make. And then my favorite deli, you can order online and then you go and they bring it out to my car. So I made like all these errands and I never had to get out of the car. So yeah, I had to plan ahead multiple days and I was on the computer but because I'm computery, it really wasn't that hard. And then I just did all my pickup and brought it all home. The cleaning of the groceries before we brought them in, well, that was a project. But Bert and I have got a system now, and it really wasn't that awful. Susan, I think you're absolutely right. I think that's the concern. Although I listened tonight to the guidelines before I came in, and it is saying that there's still, if you can telework, that's still encouraged. So I'm praying that that's all of you that can do it still get to do that. Yeah, because I don't think we're ready. I don't think we know enough yet. It's that asymptomatic thing that scares me. Okay, enough of my lecture. Alrighty, so this is what we're going to make. This is an 8x8. You can use, I'm going to show you what I used, but really, any of your stamps will work for this. I used this. This is probably one of my favorite stamp sets that we've had for a while. This is Bloom and Grow. This came out in the annual catalog. So we've had this one since like July, maybe longer. I really like the flowers. I love the sentiments. It's "You're simply wonderful. Hello. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Forever starts today." So this would be a really great anniversary or wedding present. Wedding present, not anniversary. Let's hope it's already forever. Let's celebrate you. So lots of great sentiments. I really like this one. So you'll see that if you look back in old videos, I use this a lot. Yeah, Jeannie, I know. Yeah, not me. So that's what I used, Bloom and Grow. I also used my other fave that I've been like using on everything, the Best Dressed, the 6x6 designer series paper. Love this. And then you're going to want some Whisper White 12x12 if you are doing any of the simples. 12x12 really works the best. This one you could squeeze it, and I'll show you how you could do it with an 8.5x11 if you don't have that. And then I use some Mint Macaron and some Mossy Meadow. I did my stamping. I'm just showing you everything first. My stamping in Basic Gray, which you're thinking, wait, whoa. That's not what you use to color with blends. Yeah, I'm a rebel. And I don't always use the Memento, which is what you are technically advised to use. I find that I can get away with using the other color inks, and it gives you a different look. If you notice, it gives it a softer look on your flowers. And I'm all about the subtles. That's my favorite family in the Stampin' Up! World. These are 8x8 frames that those of you that came to my Vermont retreat, this is the ones we used. This one's not a lumpy 8x8, so it works pretty well. It fits in this frame. It's a cool frame. It pops like this, and the glass just pops out. So I gave you the link. It's in the classroom. If you think that this is one you want to try. It's a cool, they come in bulk though, but it's just an 8x8 frame. It's really cool. Oh, 100% Jeannie. That's the deal. It just mind-boggling to me. Oh, we'll be fine. Yeah, okay. You'll be fine. I don't want to be the test case. I'm going to just stay right in my little, I feel like Winnie the Pooh. I'm staying home. Okay, so there we go. So what do we do? All right. First thing you do is you have to get the SVG, which is in the classroom. Save it to your computer. I tell you all the time, that's the hardest part, remembering where you kept it. And then, let me just start brandy new. So I have it in here, but let me start all over again. So here I am in Design Space, right? I'm going to upload. So I'm going to upload the image, remembering where I put it on my computer when I downloaded it from the classroom. So you save it somewhere. I have a folder that I'm working with that says 8x8 sampler. I knew where this one was. And I bring it in. You don't have to do anything to it. It's ready to go. If you are trying to do this in a different die cut machine, this is 7.5 by 7.5 is the largest size. I'll show you that in a second. So you want to make sure that's what size it is. Insert your image. All right, and this is how it comes in, and you're saying, wait, you said it was 7.5. That's because when it comes in, all these little pieces are grouped together, right? So I'm going to ungroup so I can kind of take a peek at them. And now remember, Cricut cuts by color. This piece right here, this is the piece that's going to give us this, all right? Notice it's a little bit smaller than the frame that it's in, so it looks like it's got a, wait till you see how this goes together. It's super cool. It looks like it's got a frame around it, but actually this piece is just set inside that hole. So, okay, so there's that piece. That's what that is. Then these are the ones that are going to go around your sampler this way. So if you want them to be stamps, you're going to stamp on them. I would leave them Whisper White. If you're thinking, well, you know, I kind of wanted it out of Designer Series paper, like, sorry, I didn't switch back to you. If you want Designer Series paper like I did, so it's 1, 2, 3 Designer Series paper and 2 stamps, it's these that are going to do it. These little itty bitty ones. So you're going to decide which ones you want. I'm going to go with 2 that are Whisper White. I'm going to say 2 Whisper White and 3 Designer Series paper, okay? So I'm going to switch those to a different color because Cricut cuts by color, and I want to make sure she puts it on a different mat. So I'm going to come up here and change the color. It doesn't matter what the color is. I'm just going to pick yellow. Now I could literally go and change each one by just clicking on it. Click up here and change yellow, and then Cricut will know. I can also go into Color Sync, and I can tell Cricut, okay, I want you to come down here and be yellow as well. So that gives me 3 yellow, 2 white. All right, now I'm ready to make it. Cricut's going to pop that over. It is going to cut out my frame. This is what is actually giving you the sampler look. It's going to cut the 4x4, and it's going to cut these 2. Now, if you decide that you want to use an 8.5 by 11, which is our standard cardstock, you're going to set it that way. Cricut's going to say, okay, goodness, make up your mind, lady. And it moves things around, so it's going to cut this and the 2 squares. Those are the 2 little ones that we're stamping. And then this one, it's going to cut separately, okay? All right, so I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to cut this first one because I've got all the others already set for you. And when I'm cutting when I'm cutting Cricut, hold on, Stampin' Up! Whisper White, I use medium cardstock. If I am using thick Whisper White, now remember, there's 2 different weights. If I'm cutting thick Whisper White, I use intricate cardstock. I use the same setting for Designer Series paper. I don't worry about it. So remember, I'm going to use the 8.5 by 11. So let me find that, as opposed to the 12 by 12, which would allow me to use a lot of other colors if I chose to use the smaller one. Apparently I'm only finding thick Whisper White here, and I don't need that for this. So just regular Whisper White, and it's going to go right like this. Now my mat is really, really tired, and I have not ordered new mats yet. In a normal world, I would have run to Walmart today. but I didn't. Okay, so let me load this in. So what I'm going to do is just kind of keep my hand on it. It's ready to go. I can do fast mode because this is super simple. I'm going to let it go ahead and cut. So what am I cutting out? I'm cutting out this frame. And I can't really show you because it's kind of over to one side here and it's just a big deal to move it around. So just close your eyes and envision a cricket whirling around on a white sheet. Imagine what it's looking like right now. Just listen to the sound of cricket. It's coming. I'll show you when it's done. And then we're going to start to put this together. So the next thing it's going to want is the 4x4 whisper. I know they are, Jeannie. I do have an order. I just haven't hit send. Just deciding what else I needed. But yes, I need new mats. Tons of. Do they have that big bundle on sale? I love it when they do that. Okay, so here's what we got. Remember, when you take off the mat, you take, see, my mat's not sticky at all. If your mat were sticky, you would flip it over and peel the mat away from what you got. Alrighty, so there's that. And now you're thinking, well, why do I need to cut more? Why can't I just use these guys? Well, because you could, but it's not going to give you the look that this one does. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. Let me load one more. Let me load the next mat, and then we'll get started with that one. This one is going to cut the big square, where I'm going to do that full-on seam. It's going to cut this one. It really takes a long time, Lana. Yeah. Everything is taking so much longer now. I'm so spoiled by Amazon, and it's not next day anymore. It used to be, but it's not. And I don't know if it's Amazon so much, or is it the shipping companies are just a lot slower? I don't know. Those are some things that I've had to get used to. Planning ahead. I think that's the biggest thing. I keep telling that to my mom. We have to plan ahead. What is this? I don't think I need you. I need you. All right, so I'm cutting this, and that's going to be the Designer Series paper one. Now the problem is, if you look at that picture, it goes all the way to 7 inches, right? But I'm using a 6x6 piece of Designer Series paper. See, I don't go to 7, I only go to 6. So I'm going to come over here. Get up there. What is your matter? Come on. I don't know what its matter is. There. Didn't want to stay there. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to move you down here. Okay? So now it's going to fit on that piece of 6x6. And now I'm ready to, so this can go in here. This is the last one I have to cut. I didn't want to cut everything with you, but I wanted to cut some of the tricky things that aren't just go ahead and cut. All right? So those are some of the things you will want to do to your SVG when you get it. You're going to kind of plan your picture, plan what you want for colors, and then I would change the layers in Design Space so that you know what papers you want to put on your map. All right. So now we have those, and we are ready. So let's put this together. So we're starting out with, I'm going to move this one we've already done over here. So we start with a mint on the bottom, that's 8 by 8, and then we add the mossy meadow on top. That's if you're using my colors. You can use any colors you want. A little bit of snail. And then you eyeball this and line this up right in the middle. What's nice about this design is there's no lining up of the little squares because you have this. And this is going to go right here, and so your sampler pieces are going to pop right in super easy. Now, I talked about this the other day, the silicone mat. The silicone mat is really a must-have if you're going to be working with these new simples that have the frames, or you're going to end up with sticky all over your desk. So you're going to take this and flip it over, and that's how you're going to put your pictures on the back. So we're not quite ready yet. We need to fix our pictures. This is the big one. So I need to stamp that. And then I have these two little ones. Notice they're not the same, and you think, well, why is that? This is the one I cut out of here. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use the bigger one. I know I have another one somewhere, but it's okay. We'll just go with one. And these guys are the same size, all right? So I'm going to take this. I'm also going to take a piece of scrap paper so they don't get this icky. And I'm going to put that down underneath before I stamp, because my stamps are actually bigger than my pieces. But that's okay. And remember I said I was going to use the basic gray, which I have lost. No, I didn't. And the first one I used was, I have them on either side. So you're just going to ink up. You don't even need the whole thing. And notice it just gives me part of that. All right, super simple. And you're going to do that twice. And then this one, this I need the whole things inked. Make sure I have good coverage. And then my sentiment goes on top. I don't think that's straight. Oh, not bad. And then I'm ready to color, right? All right, I'm not going to color these because we'll be here all night, but I'm just going to show you, do the first one because it dried. If you're worried that they might smear, you can use your heat tool. I just kind of let them dry a little bit and then we're good. And I use the light and the dark of the blends, and I use the thicker end of the two blends. One is more like a fine point and one is more like a brush. And I let the stamp determine my shading. So you can see the gray's not smearing. I'm not putting a super heavy coat. I'm kind of sticking away from the edge, but we're doing good. Right? No smearing. And you can literally be as detailed as you want. I'm just kind of getting color down here. So I go down with the light first and then go back over with the dark, highlighting the areas I want to highlight. Oh, I did that backwards. Usually I do it the other way. I would put the dark now and then come back and color them. I did it backwards today. I'll do the next one, right? And then the mango medley is going to go right here in the center. And then the lighter version, I did remember this, for your leaves, and then I just come back with the dark and hit it in a few places just to make it not so flat. Kind of makes it a little bit more dimensional. You could really get carried away with this if you wanted. Wink of Stella, some crystal highlights. You could really do a lot with your coloring. All right, so there's that. And then we have these. Now let's put these together. So we're going to bring this in. This is the way I designed it, but you could put it this way if you wanted. I mean, really, it's your choice. Let's do this for different. And this one is going to go here. Notice it doesn't fill the whole square. So these I need to put in first. I didn't cut enough of my squares, so I'm going to show you the method that you can do if you mess up or you realize that you didn't cut enough squares. You just grab some of your paper and you're thinking, well, I don't know what size the squares are. Well, just take one and measure it. It is 2 1/4. So if you cut something out and thought, oh, I didn't really like it, instead of having to go back and cut Cricut again, because you don't have to. You can. You truly can. But these are really simple to cut with just your trimmer because they're just squares. This magic little item is what makes it so handy. Then you're just going to take your snail with that down, and you're going to run over it like this. And then you're going to take this and lay it down. So because I'm using the silicone, I don't have to worry about it. It doesn't stick to the silicone. It doesn't get all over the table. That goes later. I do that wrong every time, sorry. That one gets set in after. There's one that I colored. Here it is. And this one's going to go here. I'm just going to do the top row so that you can get a sense of what this looks like. Okay. See? Super easy. Bring this baby back. And then you just center this where you want it. You can rub off if you happen to have any excess glue on there. And then make sure you're straight, which I'm not. I put all my squares in before I put this down. Okay, and then bring this one in. And pop this right here. Notice how you end up with that little bit of frame around it. Now I could color it now that I did it. I'm okay. And then if you want, I used a little bit of the wonderful poppy sequins, peaceful poppy sequins, and added a few in here just to give it a little something. And you're ready to frame it up. So the cool part is it looks like you've spent hours. By using the DSP, you don't have to do a design on each one. You can just use the designer series paper in 3 of them and only do 2. You could easily use photos instead if you wanted. Photos would look really cool. And if you use the the 2x2 from the templates, these are the simple template tools. If you use the 2x2, it will pop right in there and you won't need to worry about it. I don't have a good picture to cut right now, so I'm not going to. But that's our 8x8 sampler. It is in the classroom for you. Let me know if you have any trouble downloading or making sense of any of this. And have a wonderful night, you guys. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.